This is crazy.
Ciao, sono Tommy di Piccoli Mondi e oggi entreremo nella vita di Bruno Casanovas, il fondatore di NUDE Project.
Me in life as a personality, I've always been a serious person.
Porque las luces están más expuestas.
But very unserious at the same time.
Do I throw my wallet because I don't have a coin, you know? We have a free wine machine.
No! Tra qualche ora aprono il loro primo negozio a Roma. Abbiamo bloccato una strada, guarda quanta gente, tutta via Frattina in invasa. Ci racconterà i segreti.
The most scalable thing you can be is being nice to a person.
Cosa vuol dire gestire un'azienda a 26 anni.
At the moment of truth.
E come riesce a bilanciare tutte le cose che sta costruendo.
Try not to overthink too much whatever's gonna happen.
Ti scrivo. Eccolo.
Good morning.
Good morning, how are you?
How are you? Very good.
I wanted you guys to come today because I was like, the more we're able to document, and I think you guys do a very good job at documenting, the more kids are gonna be able to see all over the world that I'm not really that special. You can just film me whenever you want. Unless I tell you, don't film me.
Yeah, okay. How long have you been in Rome?
I went to Milan first. I had a few meetings in Milan.
Okay.
Went to check out our store in Milan too. Right after that, I took the train to Rome and I just arrived like 2 days ago. Yeah, I've been here just filming content around. We had a dinner the other day, like in a palazzo, no? Like a fucking beautiful place.
Yeah, so that's on the story.
Insane. And now today's the big opening, man. It's the fucking day. And it's sunny outside. It's like a sign from God telling us like, yo, this is it.
This is the day.
You should do it. You should.
But do you feel some difference of the vibe from Milan, from Rome?
Look, Rome is more like Barcelona, Milan is more like Madrid.
Yeah, of course.
That is my first take.
Yeah.
Rome is like this fucking gorgeous, beautiful city where every corner you go, you feel like you could film like a short film in any corner.
Okay.
You know, that's the energy Rome has.
Do you have something like some ritual that you do in the day of opening a new store? Maybe you wear always the same socks or something like that.
Look, I've opened 11 stores.
All in Europe.
All over Europe, and we've done pop-ups in the US. And for me, it's almost like this most similar thing I have to like a artist doing like a show.
Okay.
I get to meet a lot of people that appreciate my work.
Yeah.
And that most of them want to spend like some time talking to me. So I feel like it's a day where I have to give a lot of energy to people. Even though I get it back, but it's a lot of conversation. What I try to do is, first of all, put myself in the position that if 5 people show up today, it's already a good day.
Yeah.
And I tell my team the same thing. If only 5 people show up today, I'm gonna give those 5 people the best experience of their life.
Yeah.
I feel like that's the only thing we have control over. And then from there on, I try to live my life very normally, you know? I do my meditations in the morning. I like to meditate. I'm a big meditator. Try not to overthink too much whatever's gonna happen, you know? But sometimes it's hard not to overthink everything.
Yeah.
And then I have breakfast, and now you guys are here.
Right now it's 10 o'clock. The store is gonna open at 11. What do you do during the day? Okay.
We'll see.
Yep.
And it's super close from here. It's like 5 minutes walking.
Yeah. A via Frattina. Yeah.
101, no, I think. Wow. I like beautiful things, you know, and I like aesthetic very much. So I think when you're able to mix storytelling with aesthetics, which I think is any good painting, any amazing song, anything really substantial is able to mix the perfect amount of storytelling with visual beauty, you know? For me, one of the best storytellers in the world is Jesus Christ, you know? Like when we talk about storytelling, when we talk about the best marketing in the world, is the church, you know? Like what Catholicism has meant to the world. My team asks me about what is one of the best brands in the world. I will put a lot of examples of the church, the Christian religion, just because whether you connect with it or not, which I don't mind, I think there's so many things you can learn.
Yeah, I think there is also some people waiting for the opening.
For the grandma, man. They're waiting for the big show. You know, it's so hard to find this place. I felt like
have to pay a lot of rent.
Course, very expensive, that's first of all, but just very hard to find. I think hopefully we made the right choice, I think.
How do you feel when you're ready for opening a store? Do you see some numbers, some metrics?
Social media, the sales, you know, everything has an impact. But at the same time, we do try to have a pulse of like, okay, have we done any events in the city?
Yeah.
If we have done an event, how have those events been? Like always try to measure a little bit. If the city really cares about the brand or not. It's crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Human, they're always shocking, always shaking, always shocking. It's always fucking shocking. Yo!
What up?
Buenos días, wow, la superstar.
Estamos ready, ¿eh?
Estamos ready. Good morning, how are you? The keys to the city. You know, they're also like numbered.
I know that every store has a different concept.
Yeah.
For here Rome, what is the concept? How did you choose?
How would my dream house be if I was to have a house in Rome? You know,
Okay.
I feel like it's the dream of anyone to have a house in Rome.
Yeah.
In that part, we have the living room, which is like the part that receives everyone. Then we have the party room, which is like the playing room, poker table, the backgammon. And this is like, ¿cómo se llama? Walk-in closet.
Camerino.
El camerino,
Yeah.
you know? So where you try on your clothes. We call it the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Which is kind of the story of NUDE Project. For example, the Forbes cover, which was a big moment for us. A big key to the city.
With the Colosseum.
You hear this, no?
I think we have to go there.
Sometimes it's a bit scary because it starts to look more like a cult than a brand.
Yeah.
A photo from our first pop-up in Rome. A photo of me and Alex's in our grandma's room.
How old were you?
Here, there's a copy. It says, you're 19, sharing a dorm room and a wild idea.
Crazy.
No business background, no investors, no clue. Just a gut feeling, it's 600 euros from our savings. You launch a drop from your bedroom, people actually buy it. You make more, you sell more. Somehow, it becomes a thing. You open one store, then 2, then 11. Now you're standing in front of your first store in Rome. Stay hungry, stay foolish, stay curious. Not bad for 2 kids who had no idea what they were doing.
Barcelona.
Bruno's grandma's apartment, aka the headquarters, 2019.
Amazing.
I don't know if you guys know how to play backgammon. It's my favorite game in the world. We'll play later, I'll show you.
Okay.
And then we have the most special thing, which is this, okay? Basically, we have a free wine machine where you tap for wine. It goes green.
Okay.
Once it goes green, you tap this. Dosificar. 3, 2, 1.
No.
Yeah. And this is for you.
Thank you. Andiamo.
It's cool because only people from our loyalty program
Okay.
have access to this.
That was the thing that we were telling before about building a loyal customer brand, you know?
Having a place where people really feel that they could come here and it's like a temple, you know? The photos of the city, the wine bottles, photos of our story, you know?
Amazing. Si vede questa cosa che loro hanno di essere fissati con la community, che è importantissimo adesso. Che ogni company deve essere una media company, una cosa verissima. Loro fanno contenuti tutto il giorno, tutti i giorni, come se fossero un influencer, ed è la chiave di volta di Nude che crea quella fila che abbiamo visto là dietro. Hanno deciso di contattare un coro italiano per far cantare la nonna di Alex, il cofondatore di Bruno.
Los superstars. Look, this is Alex's grandma, and she's singing with this whole amazing chorus to everyone outside right now. And she's like reading the lyrics. She's getting like the ghostwriter to help her out right now. Viva Roma! Venga, venga, venga!
Vediamo un po' com'è la situazione fuori. Guarda quanta gente, tutta via Frattina è invasa. Andiamo a vedere fino a dove arriva. Comunque è incredibile il fatto che tu apri un negozio senza conoscere le persone, senza conoscere la cultura e c'hai 100 persone fuori il giorno dell'apertura che stanno qua da stamattina. Incredibile questa cosa ed è incredibile come loro riescono a farlo in ogni store che hanno. Questa cosa è senza senso, sono fortissimi in questo. entrano tutti. Vediamo adesso come gestiscono l'ingresso delle persone per vedere come trattano la community.
El primero, vamos, Finally open. It's the moment of truth. Always the first people. It's like a bit tense because maybe like the first person's been waiting for 6 hours here. Everyone's like watching, you know, because there's like people outside looking. So it's like, okay, we have to get the people to relax, you know?
E lui in ogni apertura si mette a fare una battuta con le persone in fila.
Fifth person, boy. It's not podium, bro, but you're almost there.
Questo è quello di cui è fatto NUDE Project.
Lately the only way I be ending my day is to take a man and then lay on it. Wake and think on what you're grateful for. Well, today I woke up.
Sophia, how old are you?
I'm 23.
23, and this t-shirt right here, okay, 6 years old, Alex? It's one of the first t-shirts we ever made. And Sophia, you bought it how long ago?
COVID time.
Wow, it was COVID time though. This is crazy.
I'm waiting for this moment, like since I bought this t-shirt and
Way to go, never running out of gas. 120 on the dash, I'll never.
Federico, here's done a case study on your project, a thesis, a lot of pages.
Ho messo come punto di forza principale la fan base.
Approvati. You'll be doing a private party for the top customers and you're going to be coming also.
Here in the store.
In the store.
Thank you. Vale, un po' a sinistra.
Mi fa ridere come Bruno parla con tutti come se fosse, cioè effettivamente è il capo di tutto e Gasa quanto sia emozionato nel parlare sempre con tutti i fan, guarda la frase.
Yo, the legend, Francesco. Is he from Rome or no?
no, we're from South Tyrol, the Dolomites.
I've been skiing in the Dolomites a few times. Yeah.
Sono passate 2 ore dall'apertura, è l'1:30 e Bruno adesso è salito sopra per modificare dei contenuti che dovranno uscire presto. Lui è Joan, who is the social media manager of NUDE Project.
We tried to keep it as more authentic as possible. You know, I really wanted to feel on social media what you're seeing in real life. We're opening the store right now and everyone's going crazy. I want the people on social media to see it. You know, I don't want it to be 3 days later, 4 days later. I want it to be as replicate as possible to reality. The more honest we're able to capture everything we do and translate it to the audience, the more it's going to engage, the more it's going to connect. Because at the end of the day, engagement, there's no hack to engagement. It's just make things that people connect with. And people connect with genuine, authentic stories. That's the only responsibility I give my team is, okay, we need to make things that are as genuine, as real as possible, and translate them in the most actual time. So right now, we posted the video of the grandma when everything was going on with the grandma. He's editing the video showing the store. You know what I would do also maybe is, it'd be cool to make a sequence maybe of the tap wine and the wine coming out. It has to be right perfect. Like at the end of the day, the shorter the video is, this video is like 15 seconds, I think. The more detailed you have to be. Joan, what's your opinion?
If the video is good, the duration
Doesn't matter.
Not important.
Yeah, that's a good opinion.
Facts,
That's a fact. There's no hacks, you know. There's 4-minute videos that go viral on Instagram. There's 15-second video that go viral on Instagram. It really doesn't matter. It just matters that you don't make it longer just to make it longer or make it shorter just to make it shorter.
Okay.
Make the video the exact amount of time it has to last. I like having a schedule and we have a Notion where we organize all the content, but it's always like a base. So we have a lot of margin of improvising and doing things that are not on the schedule.
We got a reel, a carousel also.
We're gonna post 2 reels, 1 carousel, and maybe like 3-4 TikToks. And we posted a reel on my account, and then we're gonna post stories on everything. ¿Por qué lo podemos cambiar? ¿El backgammon o, por ejemplo, es uno bueno también? Vale.
Are you shooting the caption?
Yes, ChatGPT homie is helping me out. I'll ask you. Option 1 is... The other option is putting copies here like, okay, this is my grandma. She's about to cut it. Yeah, she's almost there. She's 82. But I promise she's gonna cut it. Okay, she has it. And then... The same.
The second one.
The second one? Vale, pues no.
A ver, lo paso all'iPhone, a ver cómo se ve.
È incredibile che sotto ci sia il negozio aperto, loro abbiano appena fatto i video e Bruno sia qui a montare il video insieme a Juan. Connessi, focus sul pubblicare il video, è una cosa che deve vedere su Instagram per gente che sta dall'altra parte del mondo. Loro hanno capito che gli utenti che guardano i contenuti sono anche quelli che vengono qua ed è questa la chiave per cui loro riescono a fare tutte queste persone poi davanti alla fila, che passate 5 ore e c'è ancora la fila fuori, incredibile.
Yo, just so you see how long a 15-second video takes to make, you better fucking like the video, you know?
Ok, loro stanno esportando il reel che pubblicheremo a pranzo. Adesso andiamo a pranzo insieme a mangiare un hamburger.
Nothing fancy. Not focaccia or anything, no?
Focaccia!
No sé focaccia? No sé.
There is a quote from Paul Graham that says, do things that don't scale.
Doing things that don't scale is doing things in a sort of handmade, artisanal, painstaking way that you feel like, yeah, it would be great if you could do things that way forever, but you think to yourself, well, there's no way we could keep doing this and become giant, right?
That's something that also Berenceschi did when he was starting Airbnb.
Joe and I would go to New York, door to door. We'd meet with every one of our hosts, and we'd live with them. We literally would live with them. We'd write their first reviews for the places. And I'd be like, wow, the photos are terrible. This is actually a really nice house. We borrowed a camera from one of our friends. We knocked on the door. I'm here, the photographer. And they're like, wow, this is a small company. The founder's also photographing my home.
Ironically, everything I do is scalable. I love scale, you know, I love scalable projects, and I think the cool thing about content is that it's completely scalable. The most scalable thing you can be is being nice to a person.
Yeah.
Because if a person that comes to my store is waiting for 4 hours in line, if he comes up to me and he's like, oh, can I get a photo? And I'm just like, yeah, blah, and leave him. That person's impression of the brand, because I'm a representative of the brand, is gonna be very mid. So I think me giving that person the best possible experience I can give in a human way is the most scalable, because if that person is like, oh, Bruno's actually like a nice guy, and I've created a super ambassador. And if you take it to the next level, you're filming those interactions. We have the opportunity of creating a piece of content on YouTube that already scales that interaction. And then if we make short format videos of this same video that we post them on TikTok, Instagram, we have an even bigger opportunity of scaling that.
Yeah.
If I'm addicted to people, people are gonna be addicted to me back, but they're just gonna be standard. So I rather have a life where I'm like super nice to people, because man, giving is the best way of receiving, and I really feel like it comes back. I can get 1,000 comments on Instagram or whatever telling Bruno's this, Bruno's that. In real life, which is what matters, there's never been a person that said anything bad to me, you know?
Yeah. Nice.
And it's time. I spend most money like when I travel.
Do you travel a lot?
A lot, so much. And a lot of it is work travel. Here.
2:30, siamo da Ciampini, stanno ancora editando il video.
He invertido un poco los órdenes.
Okay, what do you think? Let's see.
I'll put an happy face when you cut it.
A ver, un happy emoji aquí.
Ah, vale. Pero no emoji, sino con los puntitos en paréntesis,
vale,
más mono.
Sí, ya está. Y emojis italianos.
¿Dónde está?
Así, ya lo he visto.
Where?
Así,
ahí.
Sí, eso.
Oh.
Yo.
No, le da él.
Vale.
Venga, va, il potere. We made it.
Adesso torniamo al negozio e voglio fare qualche domanda ad Alex, che è il CEO di NUDE Project, cofondatore di Bruno, su come gestisce l'azienda, parlare un po' di numeri.
The business. The first thing we do is we see how the sales are going, and we analyze sales by city. So first of all, we opened in Milano. When the Milano store went great, we knew that Rome had to be next. The only thing is that it's very difficult to find locations.
Yeah.
And I came here like 7 times, bro. 7, I swear, 7 times. I know all the streets, Via Fratina, Via del Corso, Via Babuino, like everything.
Do you know everything about this,
everything.
this neighborhood in Rome?
Yes, because it was very hard to find the location. All the boutiques, if you look at them, they're very small. In general, they're very small because of the buildings. The buildings in Rome are small. It's very hard to find, and they are very expensive.
Yeah.
We are paying like 3 times more rent than in Milano, for example.
Okay.
After finding the location, what we do is we talk with our studio of architects. They create the project, and then we send it to 3 companies that make a budget. We compare 3 budgets, and then we choose one, and that's refurbishment begins.
How many hoarders do you need in Rome for you to bring a first great day?
We compare between all different stores.
Okay.
And today, for example, Madrid is number 1.
Okay.
And Rome is number 2 already.
Oh, okay.
So it's performing very well.
Estábamos mirando hoy todo el día.
I hope we bring, a ver si traemos clientes también por aquí. Sí, vendrán.
Bueno, felicitaciones.
Gracias.
Which are your goals in the next 3 years for your project? Inside of achievements, goals that you want to achieve.
First of all, to keep growing internationally.
Okay.
We opened in Amsterdam, we opened in Berlin. So I'm excited that next year, hopefully we can open a store in France, in Paris. And then in the future, hopefully we can go to the United States, to different countries. Second one would be product. As we started selling t-shirts and hoodies, and we wanted to diversify a bit more and become a proper fashion brand.
Okay.
So that's why we created, you know, these pants, the jackets. We're also getting very strong with the knitwear.
Okay.
And I think this is a very differentiating aspect also of NUDE Project, because there are many brands nowadays. And the third one is probably the people that we are hiring, because this started as a group of friends.
Yeah.
I hired Matteo,
Anna.
Bruno, Anna, you know, and suddenly this had to become a business.
Okay.
So most recently we have hired like many more professional talents with lots of experience.
Okay.
Like for example, our new CFO was working for Lacoste as a CFO in Spain, you know, so he has 20 years of experience.
How do you deal with the fact that you're working with people that are older than you and you are one of the youngest?
It's hard, to be honest. For me, the most difficult thing, and I'm still struggling with it a little bit, is that on the one hand, I try to be like empathetic, very close. You know, it's almost like a friendship sometimes. And on the other side, you have to be like assertive. You need to, you know, like give commands, make people arrive on deadlines. You know, so that balance is very hard.
One of the things that I most like about NUDE Project that it is a fashion brand, but it's also a media company, a podcast company, a beer producing company. So I'd like to know if on your side there is something that maybe from their side is strange, but you know that it's fundamental to the growth and expansion of NUDE.
I think you did a fantastic explanation on what we try to create. We call it the NUDE universe, and that's part of the lifestyle, no? The lifestyle universe that we try to create. So it's not only the brand, it's the podcast, it's the events. It's the product, it's the storytelling, it's the marketing, it's many things, you know. But everything is focused towards brand equity and towards brand building, you know, which is our thing.
Thank you, Alex. Sono le 8 di sera, ma c'è ancora gente fuori perché tra 10 minuti inizia l'evento privato di NUDE. Quindi questa zona che è l'ingresso è dove c'è la console, loro stanno sistemando la musica, l'audio, la gente fuori che sta aspettando di entrare. Ma questo diventa un club a tutti gli effetti, dove la gente balla e ballerà stasera.
I used to care a lot about what people thought about me and the perception of people around me, just because I wanted always for everyone around me to feel comfortable. And now the more and more I've grown up and the more and more I feel very comfortable with myself and I feel comfortable being genuine to my type of human. I don't need to fill in every silence anymore to try to make everyone have fun. And if another person feels uncomfortable, it's their thing to deal with, you know? Something
It's not easy.
I always envision NUDE Project as more than just a clothing brand. You know, I feel like we're a lifestyle brand, you know, so there's so many things you can do in lifestyle, whether it's having our own boat, whether it's having our own hotel. Actually, look here, look inside. Because look, this room, we're gonna create like a private hotel for a loyalty program here. So it's gonna have like one hotel room and then there's gonna be like a cool ass living room over there. So that if you're in a top tier loyalty program and you come to Rome on vacation, you can rent out a room here and we can do like cool chill outs in like a living room there.
What thing you are looking for a young boy, maybe from Piccoli Mondi, that want to work with NUDE Project?
I think it's very simple, man. I'm not a big fan of like curriculums. I'm a huge fan of like energies. For me, it's very much of like I click or I don't click with a person. We have 3 values, which is search for magic, be real, and sin miedo al éxito. In Italiano. Those values are kind of what we fire and hire on. Does this person have magic? Does this person search for magic? Is this person real? I think I have a team that is naive enough to believe that any city we go to, no matter if it's LA or it's Rome or it's that, we're gonna fucking do great things, you know, and it's gonna work out. Like, it's just no photo, there's no picture where it doesn't work out. Now my version of success is very cliche, but having a family I love and that I care for, having a girlfriend that I love and I care for, having a group of friends that I love and I care for, and having a job that I love and I care for. It's very simple, you know, and as long as I get to keep all those, and of course, at the same time, have enough amount of money to be able to sustain a life, because it doesn't mean that money is not important. Money is important, but it only solves money problems. You know? It is not gonna solve anything beyond it. Honestly, listening to Naval is one of those persons that kind of switched my mind also about success, you know? What if I'm like the richest person, but at the same time, the most happy and peaceful, you know? Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah, you know? Like, I don't want to be that super rich person that is alone in his house, having like a champagne bottle in like a mansion and all by himself. I just don't want to be that guy. You know, I don't see that as a flex anymore. First video I do for an Italian channel, man, so for me it's an honor. I love people that do things with a lot of passion. Yeah. And I think I can tell by the work you guys are doing, it's something very special. So it's a fucking honor, I'm happy, and to everyone that is Italian and is following us, thank you, grazie mille. You know, like this is a fucking dream, you know, it's still a dream, man. Think about it, I started 7 years ago in a dorm room and I was with Alex alone. Yeah. And to think that we came from there and all of a sudden we're opening our 12th store and it's in Rome. And there's a line of people just waiting to get inside a store just because of what the energy has created is amazing. Surreal, man. So I think, why can't anyone do it, you know?